The last time I went to school was at the age of 14 years old because
Uh-huh.
I haven't been into a college or a university or a school since that day.
Okay.
And I find people who exist in that environment alienating and quite, how do I find them? Yeah, they just kind of seem to irritate me quite a lot. And it can manifest in me being quite angry towards them without any justification. Um, and I think I have a fear of education and people maybe who know more than me.
You mean you were allowed to leave school at the age of 14 in Britain?
No, no, no. You have to be 16 in Britain, but I was chucked out for having a boyfriend because I went to a Roman Catholic school.
You were asked to leave.
Yeah.
And then you didn't go to a public school?
No, because my parents couldn't afford to send me to a private school. And so there was social services didn't put us back into me back into education.
So it isn't compulsory that you go to school until 16?
It is, but they didn't replace me because of my sexuality.
Oh, that's a shame. And what did you do with your time during that period of time?
Just volunteered at theatre groups and I did some work placement training and I read a lot and I became quite depressed. But then I kind of found theatre and art and it helped me, I guess, early on express my feelings and then later in my teens make me realise that it was a career path for me and I had skills.
Let me ask you this question. Why are you interested in in overcoming what you call a phobia?
Because I don't, well, more and more, I suppose, the academic world are noticing my work, and this year especially, I've been working closely with a lot of academics, and I noticed that I have a distaste for it, where actually I think it's actually a fear of it, and I'm frightened of um, people who might be more intelligent than I am, or people who are um, able to belittle me, and maybe I feel that I'm excluded from something that I wanted to have.
Explain that again a little bit more, that you have a fear that now that they want you, you don't want them, or what?
No, that maybe that I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not intelligent enough to exist in those spaces.
Let me just rephrase something. Right now, what you're saying is that basically you're having interactions with the academic world. They're looking at your work. They're respecting you. They want to interchange with you. And they want you to, are they asking you to perform in their, like within a university structure? And you're having resistance to that, or just the idea of it?
Just the idea of it, and I suppose it's lots of things where I've been asked to teach in universities this year, and I've been asked to show my work to academics, and maybe to formalise my work and make myself more academic.
How have you responded to those things? Like, for instance, how have you responded to the offer to teach or to show your work?
In quite a passive aggressive way and in a maybe manipulative and nasty way. So I've written a paper about how I feel live art and performance art isn't good enough and that academics are not great at their job and they don't understand. Um, so yeah, not in a very positive manner.
Okay, and so you haven't actually accepted any offers. Is that it?
I guess I kind of have, but in doing that, I've kind of double backed and been quite manipulative and a little bit nasty in my response or the work that I've made for them. So my work has been about their institutions being rubbish and their practice not being good.
Okay.
And I don't think that's nice.
Well, that's right up my alley. What I was thinking of as you're talking, this isn't really a phobia. This is deep-seated anger against what has happened to you in
Mm.
being left out of this university structure. And now you've established something on your own without them, and now they're coming after you and saying, hey, you have value, we're seeking you, we want you to come in and join us. Now you've actually gone in and actually what I was going to say, it sounds like more you need a valid expression for your anger because you're enraged, you're really very, very angry. And so when you've accepted, the fact that you've accepted these offers and gone in and created this art tells me it's not a phobia. Phobia would mean that when you got on the steps of the university, you would just freeze. You would freeze in the process of accepting an application and in responding to an application. In other words, a phobia would stop you from actually doing anything at all with respect to this. You'd be held up in your flat and unable to move. So in this regard, unable to respond to them and do anything at all. But the fact that you've actually responded and done the work in this manner is actually very healthy. Because what you're doing, this is like payback time for you. Mm. See, I see this smile on your face.
Well, it's surprise. It's not happiness. I suppose it's surprise.
Yes, no, this is payback time. What you need, what been looking for, probably unconsciously all this time, is some sort of validation from the university world, the academic world, and here it comes. It's happening. You're getting it, and what you're really saying to them is you're giving them the middle finger in your performance. You're saying, "F you." You know, here I am. I did it without you, and let me tell you what I think of your university. It's shit. And, you know, and that's exactly what's going on. So in many ways, it's a healthy expression of this anger. It's better than getting on top of a roof with a shotgun and doing, a mass killing, which is, I'm sure, what is underneath this. You know, this is a positive, and I would continue to accept those offers. And I would continue to do the work that says, look at me, I've done great, now you want me, and let me tell you what I think of you, you know? This is a positive thing until the point at which you've worked that out in your own system, and you can create, I don't even know if you need to create a different type of work. Certainly academia could use this perspective, the out of the box. You're out of the box and you're able to, really give them the criticism they need to look at. This is academia. No, we tell you what to think, not you tell us what to think. So now you have the opportunity to tell them what to think. It's not a bad thing. Yeah. Ori, I'm sorry, this is not a phobia. And here's the terrible tragedy of it. How dare they let you out of school at 14 and not provide you with an alternative route, a legitimate alternative route, and also because of your sexual identity. This is terrible. So there's a lot you have to say here in your performance art. That has to be included as well. Yeah. There's lots of pieces that I'm sure that you can construct that open their eyes to their decision.
Yeah. Great. Yes, I knew I was right. Thank you so much.
They have to keep fighting those negative thoughts, because the fact is that what those are, I mean, we're really speaking about me on some level, because when you come from a non-academic home or a non-intellectual background, what you always feel is you don't belong among the smart people. And when you find out that you're just as smart and maybe even smarter than some of those smart people, you have to start to rearrange your thinking pattern around that. You have to start to look at that negative feedback you're giving yourself, shut that voice off, and look at the realities of what you're actually doing. And you really do belong among the smart people. this is a very CBT concept, you know, cognitive behavioral therapy context, to look at the negative thoughts. Now, to just address your depression for a moment, Scottee, you talked about during those years being very depressed. Of course, you were very depressed because you had integrated all that negative feedback and it became part of your self-talk. I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm not adequate, I'm this, I'm that. All of that. Lucky for you that it became expressed in this wonderful career that you obviously have established. That doesn't happen for everybody. People just go around feeling that way and they're underachievers or whatever. They suffer a lot in terms of depression, because that's what depression is. It's the negative self-talk. So that's my advice. I would say you have to assess the reality. You have to integrate into your consciousness all the good things you've done. Like when you get an A, you have to look at that A as, oh, that's really me. Not look at that A and just dismiss it. Whatever way you're getting the positive regard. People who don't feel part of the group or don't feel smart enough just dismiss all the wonderful things they do. They don't identify with them. They don't grab them. They don't hold on to them. That answer your question, Ori? Okay.
Great, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, I hope to meet you. I'll be in London for our American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, definitely. We'll sort you out with tickets to come and see my show.
Oh, great.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Take care.